I have just a few questions.
Then ask away. I'm at your service, Doctor.
Since I'm the one working for you, what should I know about Pembroke Hospital?
Well, for many years, we have been the only medical facility in this part of town that people can rely on. We support the community here, as well as provide health care.
Where do we stand today?
Oh, to be honest, we cope on a day-to-day basis. The first wave of the Spanish flu last summer took us by surprise. We lack many of the basic necessities needed.
What do you expect of me?
What we need is hope. You were a soldier. This is a war. This white coat's still a uniform. We fight to help the poor, the sick of the East End, the forgotten.
The forgotten.
You mentioned something about a secret society. A brotherhood, if I recall. Could you elaborate?
Certainly. I've been a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole for several years. We are pledged to monitor and report vampire activity in England as impartial scientific observers.
That explains your nightly wanderings about the docks and the questions you ask.
I feel it wasn't mere coincidence that led us to that part of town. There was something as yet unseen that set those chain of events in motion.
Yet you don't fear me. And still, you know the monster that lurks beneath the civilized surface.
The Brotherhood has studied your kind for centuries. We believe you are as supernatural as a lion is to a gazelle.
That is a dangerous thing to think, considering they consider themselves the gazelle.
Since you seem quite the expert on vampires, what could you tell me about my condition and how it came about?
As men of science, our first step is always to start with what we know. Forget the myths, the hackneyed scrawlings, and the penny dreadfuls. They do not scratch the surface of the truth you now find yourself in.
The sun. The morning following my transformation. Its rays burned me. There was pain, smoke, and my skin blackened.
You will find there is very little that can kill a vampire, my friend. You have been offered relative immortality. The sun will most certainly hurt you, leaving you weakened and damaged, but it will not destroy you.
Must I take a life to live?
You are a vampire. You feed, and blood is the sole sustenance that can sustain your immortal frame. And only a living creature contains the nourishment you require.
Yeah, rats. Rats do that.
The man we pursued and slew in the canning factory, William Bishop, I believe, was he a vampire?
He was a Skald, technically speaking. The debate rages as to their classification. Some think them a subspecies of vampire, others something else.
How do Skalds come into existence?
The name means slave. The etymology may indicate that they are a lesser species of vampire. From what I know, vampires tend to despise them.
Just for clarity, what differences are there between myself and a Skald?
A Skald is easier to eliminate, Jonathan, even if they remain formidable foes for the unprepared. Vampires exist beyond the mortal realm.
That's not an explanation. Beyond the mortal realm, as in on the internet or something. What's that?
I have met Lady Ashbury.
She's a fascinating woman, wouldn't you agree?
She told me you've been doing all in your power to cure her addiction for blood. Though unsuccessful, it's admirable.
Lady Ashbury is a cherished friend of mine. I would not betray her secrets without her consent. Come to the rescue of a damsel in distress. I ask nothing more.
We'll see each other again soon, Edgar.
Indeed. Letter to Rakesh Chanada. Dear Dr. Swansea, I will be glad to manage the temporary morgue as soon as it... Oh, let her off, Rakesh. Yeah, I'll be glad to manage the temporary morgue as soon as it's opened. As I have already told you, I was a doctor during the war, and I will be glad to serve my country again. I know it is not the same being a physician for the dead as it is for the living, but I believe it is important to welcome and take good care of our departed, too. Rest assured, I will do my best to fully perform this new duty to the best of my ability. Concerning the question of my qualifications, I'm sorry I can't give you anything more valuable than my parole. I swear to you that my regiment made me a doctor during the war, and that I saved many lives. If my word is not enough, you can contact the military administration to verify my experience and skills. They will confirm that even if I never followed any medical studies, the war taught me what a doctor really needs to know. Huh. Rakesh has been appointed as a medic by mistake during the war. This guy is smart as hell. I did not see that. We have a warning letter here from Ackroyd. Dear Dr. Swansea, I must inform you that of my deepest reservations concerning the Dr. Thoreau Strickland and Harvey Fiddick case. Mr. Fiddick has been hospitalized after a severe work injury. He may permanently lose the use of his arm if not treated adequately. Dr. Strickland claims that a surgical procedure may save the man's arm completely. I say that it may also sever its functions for good if complications arise. Our young colleague is an audacious and daring surgeon who might prove a great professional in a few years, but for now he lacks the skill to perform such a risky procedure. Need I remind you of the mistakes he made in the past? Since Dr. Strickland refuses to listen to me, I strongly advise you to forbid him to perform such a hazardous experiment. And Thoreau secretly exposes his patients to a Thoreau's experiment in blood transfusion. Thoreau's medical skills have been questioned in the past, apparently. Yes, that is the bit that matters from that letter. Rare species of vampires. As a scholar and exegete of ancestral writings, I would never insist enough about the importance of taking legends and ancient folklores into account when searching for hints about hidden or lost secrets. A common mistake is to take what we know for an established truth and use it to discard any contradictory material. For example, we must consider the possibility of undiscovered species of vampires and the necessity to rethink what we see as the established truth about the various types of immortals, based on what we know and what we gathered through time. For how many centuries did we consider that vampire was the vernacular term for what we had learned to call Ekon, until the day four explorers of the Brotherhood found proof in Siberia that Volkods were a lupine type of vampire. We considered these creatures to be linked to the mythological werewolf. Now we know it is not true. What about the rest? What about the Rakshasa from my homeland? This is okay. Because homeland would be India or somewhere. What about the Chinese Jiangxi, or the Puchin of the southern Chile, or of southern Chile? And without even leaving the beautiful Great Britain, what about the stories about bat-shaped women, sometimes seen flying around St. James Church in Louth? What about the creature only identified as a disaster, capital D, in some obscure testimonies which tried to destroy London in 1666 by spreading plague all around the city? What about the Nimrod, the mythical figure of the restless vampire hunter, sometimes described by ancestral Britain Ekons as a legendary huntsman who only feeds on his prey's blood and could go unnoticed amongst the mortals and immortals? I tell you, my brothers, we never can be too sure of what we could find if we only could forget for a few more minutes what we're supposed to already know. That's a very wise attitude, honestly, because that's how science works. That is very... Yes. Okay, let's go to bed then. But before we do, I want to see that the districts are healthy. And they seem to be, apart from the people that we haven't dealt with yet. We have Oswald over here. I can fix his headache. Eventually. Fatigue, anemia, sepsis, pneumonia, bronchitis. I don't have a headache cure. Curious. Okay. So this is gonna bring me to a new level. It's 1,000 experience. And now I can invest another point in here. Which obviously I want because it's very expensive. But there it is. See what happens here. The health level went up ever so slightly. Huh. Oh, that's 2 sicknesses, isn't it? I think so. Yeah, we really need to go there. Okay, Newton. I bring news to you. I hope.
Hello again, Mr. Blight. I'm happy to see Mr. Thatcher is safe for now.
I'm eternally grateful, Doctor. We were total strangers and you helped us anyway. Can't thank you enough, sir.
We did it.
You are always welcome at the Pembroke Hospital. As a former officer, I'll be honored to welcome a fellow veteran.
I'm not giving up on bringing Oswald back to the hospital. I just need to convince him that he needs some help.
Perhaps he needs to reach that decision by himself.
Could you speak to him? He doesn't usually listen to doctors, but perhaps because you've been through it, you can talk him round.
I may.
Why do you stay here now that Mr. Thatcher's back?
It's complicated. Since the war, Oswald's been really nervous with the idea of entering any hospital. And me, I've got my own issues.
Can you speak about them?
Rats, sir. Even seeing one, they turn me. Just want to run. It's that fear that stopped me from going after Oswald when he left.
What can you tell me about the war, Mr. Blight? If you want to speak about it, of course.
War was... well, you know, sir. The stench of death everywhere. Your mates lying bleeding in the mud. Just praying to make it through and get home. Bloody nightmare.
Did you know Oswald Thatcher before the war?
No. We met in the battlefield. I think we're in the same boat to France. We've stuck together ever since.
I fought in France, too. I served as a field surgeon, but it was not uncommon to repel an assault, especially at night.
Yeah. The first time I was wounded, I had to protect the infirmary from hostiles. Twice.
What caused your phobia of rats, Newton?
It happened last year following an artillery attack. I was trapped for 2 days in a hole under 2 dead soldiers. And there were rats.
Go on.
They started eating me as soon as I dozed. Gnawing at my ears, my fingers, lips. Couldn't move. Couldn't call for help.
I see.
No, you don't. You have no idea what it is to wake up buried under bodies. Fucking vermin eating your flesh. Oswald. He found me and saved me.
Actually, our character did wake up buried under bodies. But, yeah.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself.
Let's see if I can find Oswald. If he doesn't like the hospital, he would be down here, and of course he is.
Hello again, Mr. Thatcher. Do you feel any better now?
Yes, this neighborhood may stink of dog shit and reek of piss, but to me it smells like the purest mountain air.
Oh, to see that sky.
Mr. Thatcher, do you have a job?
No. Since I came back from the war, I spent most of my time and energy just trying to forget.
I understand what you mean. I was a soldier too.
No. Nobody can truly understand what I've gone through.
Why were you locked in that sewer? What happened?
I went by the canal after an argument with a friend. Got chased by these fucking wankers and had to barricade myself in, despite my claustrophobia.
Why did you run? What was the reason for your argument?
Newton wanted me to go to a hospital, but I can't stand being closed in. Makes me feel like I'm suffocating.
Tell me about your claustrophobia. Has anyone given you an official diagnosis?
That's what the bloody doctors said. But I don't want to go to a hospital to get checked again. I'll deal with it my own way.
Oswald prefers to deal with his claustrophobia himself and does not want hospital treatment. I wonder what treatment you'd be able to get. Probably just things for calming yourself down. Stress inhibitors? There's words for it. There's terms.
Oswald, why did you not go to the Pembroke hospital to seek medical help?
I don't trust doctors. All they care about was their careers and processes. I won't be locked in any room again by anyone.
Your fear of being trapped is not going to go away by itself. You need professional help.
I've seen enough butchers in white coats to last a lifetime. Hospitals reek of chemicals and death. What I need is fresh air.
Do you want to talk about why you have this fear of being enclosed, Mr. Thatcher?
No, I really don't.
An irrational fear like yours is usually rooted in a specific event. Perhaps it would help to talk about it.
Well, Doctor, take a guess then if you're so interested in my case.
He doesn't trust doctors. He doesn't like people who think about their career. But why? I would guess it was his childhood, and that's why he has that thing about the career of the doctors.
Perhaps you were trapped or locked in somewhere as a child. The horror of war could have brought this memory back to the surface.
Are you joking? I grew up on a farm. I had a bloody fantastic childhood.
Yeah, well. 2 hints failed from that. I'm very good at this. Even though I got the hint that he grew up on a farm.
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. Try to take care of yourself.
It's fine. I think. Anyway, main mission time. Yeah, that's kind of a shame that we didn't get to see what his, why he is claustrophobic. But honestly, it's just a tiny detail. It would be more of a problem if I were trying to become the most powerful vampire in the world. So, into the bad district. He is dead, and you're dead as well.
Oh, that's kind of smart.
You threw the grenade over there. You said that's kind of smart. This guy was dead and was saying that his mate was dead. My God. And Whitechapel awaits. There should be...
More and more of these bloody leeches every...
This dialogue. Hi. Oh, smacked him. Ow. Smacked him with sort of the end of the blow that was pretty unlucky for him. Wasn't there like a big creature around here? Or did I never come this way?
It's a leech! Kill it! Oh, shit, that leech is fast!
No, I'm actually pretty slow. There you go. It's not that difficult. Yeah, I don't know that I came this way. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, I don't think I did. Things sound terrible, though. They know I'm here. There's a large beast. Yeah, okay. So this might be the... No, I don't know. I don't think that's the same thing. Wow. This is difficult to maneuver. Okay. We can pull through. Let's sneak in. They saw me. Did they see me? The problem is the large beast might see me as well. Yep, large beast sees me quite well. What was that? It turned. Okay, it turns very fast. Pretty bad. Oh, come on. Whoa. Whoa, I like the... I don't like that. But my character can definitely turn on a whim. Which is pretty good. Okay. Whew. Watery, sturdy blood sample. That's pretty brutal. I'll definitely need more healing in the future. Hopefully more rats as well. Definitely the sound of bad things all over. But we have rats.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Which means I will be healing. Oh, there's another big beast. What about this guy? Just some money. And a box of pills. Important stuff. Yeah, I'm going this way, ain't I? Not towards Whitechapel. Oh. A blinker skull. That's nasty. Trying to blink myself here. Okay. It is nasty. Not too nasty. Okay. Skulls. I can handle them. Who were they nibbling on? Wool scarf. A beautiful and warm woolen scarf with a traditional Romanian pattern. And I know what a traditional Romanian pattern looks like. Evidently. A large box of pills. I definitely know what that looks like. But there's nothing else around here. So moving forward then. I suppose backwards, because we're not really going towards Whitechapel. A rogue skull. Oh, this place. It's quite something. Just that one. I can drink from it. Maybe. It's a tough one. Oh, I missed. Had enough energy for that. Okay, well, what were you looking at? Come on, handle parts. I mean, fair enough. Definitely not looking at that. I think that's just what I got rather than what the skull was necessarily looking for. A little bit of blood. Okay, so we have a crossroads up ahead. Do not cough in public, yes. We have the left side, which is where we came from. And we have the right side, which is where we're going. Oh, there's people in here. Reverend Henry Crane. Or Henry Kane.
Back if I were you, sir.
Really? Well, eat this. What are you doing? It's like magic. You don't even have friends, dude.
Stay back.
Yeah, your cross sucks.
This
Got a couple.
stunned me with his faith. His crucifix. This is not good news.
Well, we've seen that happen. It's not news. But fair enough. Am I yours? Ow. Stop it. Yep. I am sorry, but I left my wallet at home. Good. Okay. Now to figure out where the hell I am. And also where I left this dead guy that I killed. He must have something. He does not. Curiously enough. Look at that thing. That's really cool. Just some leaves in there. It looks like gold, honestly.